And updating on breaking news from Delaware County. Eyewitness News is on the scene of a murder investigation in Darby Borough. Police found a male victim in the doorway of an apartment complex on the 400 block of Main Street. Detectives and the medical examiner are on the scene right now. At this point, police have not named a suspect or even a motive. But again, a murder investigation right now going on in Darby Borough. Also breaking this morning, a violent home invasion and robbery in Bucks County. Police say 2 men armed with guns burst into a home on South Limekiln Pike in Chalfont just after midnight. 4 men were home at the time. Now, police say the suspects ransacked the home before leaving with cash, cell phones, and other items. At least 1 victim was pistol whipped. Police believe the home was targeted.
Also, Chopper 3 over Morton State Forest in Burlington County, where firefighters are making progress in battling a huge forest fire there. Now, they do have the flames 50% contained, and they hope to have it fully contained soon. Eyewitness News reporter Justin Finch joins us now. He is in Chemung to bring us up to date. Good morning.
Erica, good morning. That's right. They worked well into the night to bring those flames under control. As you can see, the fire trucks have returned here this morning, and they will return to the scene of that fire to continue to knock down those flames. Let's get you now to video from just yesterday. The New Jersey Forest Fire Service worked well into the night to make sure that this fire threat did not grow. They had to go out there and search for hot spots as well as flare-ups. This fire was first seen just after 1 o'clock yesterday from the Alton Ranger Station here. And late yesterday, the word did come down. The fire was mostly contained, just about 50% or so, and that was due in large parts to the efforts here on the ground by firefighters, some 75 of them going out there to set backfires to weaken the stronger flames. Planes and helicopters also in the air dousing water from on high. Now, the Forest Fire Service is looking into the cause this morning, and also they say the conditions we now have, these dry and humid conditions, are right for forest fires. Take a listen.
Conditions, hasn't been a lot of wind, not a lot of strong wind, but just enough, a 10-mile-an-hour breeze. It's very dry. We're in the middle of our forest fire season here in the Pine Barrens, and a lot of this area has not burned since the 1920s and 30s, so it's very dense fuel. It's very inaccessible to motorized equipment. We have to do a lot of stuff on foot and with utilizing helicopters.
When we saw that. And back out live, perhaps you can see there's a lot of fog out here this morning. That will also be another complication with the terrain and smoke and flame threat as they continue for a second day to put this fire out here. So if you're traveling in the area of Route 206 near Atzion Road, you might see some smoke or perhaps fog out here this morning. We are live in Chemung. I'm Justin Finch, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Justin, thank you. Philadelphia police have charged an 18-year-old man in a hit and run that critically injured a Temple University student. Rashawn Roberts reportedly confessed to driving the car that hit Rachel Hall last Wednesday. Investigators say Hall was riding her bike on Park Avenue and Diamond Street near the Temple campus when she ran a stop sign and Roberts hit her. Police believe charges likely would not have been filed if Roberts stayed at the scene.
He told our investigators the reason he left is he panicked because he only had a learner's permit. You have people whose lives will be affected forever, both the victim and the perpetrator, so there's no winners here.
Roberts is charged with leaving the scene of an accident, causing serious bodily injury, and driving without a license.
Tornadoes roar across the southern plains for a second straight day. I want to show you one of 3 confirmed twisters that touched down in North Texas yesterday. This wedge tornado was captured on camera in the town of Crum, that's just north of Dallas. There are no reports of any injuries or major damage from that storm. Now, elsewhere in Texas, check this out. Officials say that lightning sparked this explosion in a gas well. Authorities had to shut down portions of Interstate 35 nearby. That fire was so intense that officials say they're just going to let it burn itself out, but all started from lightning. Right now, 5:33, I'm going to check in with Katie, get our forecast, and a beautiful Friday.
It will certainly end up that way, but as we had just heard in Justin Finch's report, there's definitely some poor visibility, not just because of the smoke coming out of that fire, but also just because we're starting to see a little bit more of an onshore flow. Very light wind, allowing fog to settle on in. And when we take you out first and foremost here to our visibility map, it stands out like a sore thumb. It's so obvious where you've got that problem. Further inland that you go, further north that you go, it's basically Thankfully, not even an issue. You pretty much have a clear sky at this point, but you're below a half-a-mile visibility in Atlantic City, Wildwood, Millville, Dover, basically everywhere down southeast of Philadelphia here. So there are dense fog advisories posted, and it's always really difficult to see fog on a satellite. But if you see that sort of thin veil of gray over the open ocean water, that does extend into the coastline here and even further inland to southern New Jersey and Delaware. So that's where that's coming from. In the meantime, your temperatures are generally in the mid or even upper 50s, but notice the wind direction, that arrow right on shore. So that's where, again, the moisture content is coming from, and combine that with the light wind. That's how that fog is having such an easy time just developing. In the meantime, we're going to give you back-to-back 84-degree daytime highs here. That's for today. That's for tomorrow. We are expecting a beautiful day to unfold as soon as this fog lifts, so a great excuse to get outside and turning brighter with every passing hour. Victoria?
I know I'll be taking advantage of that, Katie. Good morning, everyone. Well, right now we have a pretty busy Friday. Congratulations to all of our Temple grads. They are graduating. Commencement is happening today, so you'll notice some extra volume on Broad Street this morning around 8:30. So we'll see how that affects our rush hour commute in and around the area. But right now things are quiet. I mean, it's 5:35. I would say this is sort of the calm before the storm because we have so many events this weekend. One of the biggest being Susan G. Komen, the Race for the Cure on Sunday. That will be affecting closures on Kelly Drive, of course, but also the Dadville Regatta is today. So just with so many events, if you're watching us right now at home, you just want to prepare yourself for some even heavier traffic today and as well as throughout the weekend. However, right now, all of our area bridges are moving well. We're not dealing with any major incidents or volume problems on any of our majors in PA, New Jersey, and Delaware. However, in the neighborhoods like in Lower Southampton, we do have an accident at Philmont Avenue and Street Road. A vehicle hit a traffic signal there, so that will be affecting your commute. Also, if you're traveling in Delaware, we do have construction on 202 southbound. The ramp to 95 northbound closed. This will be ongoing until 5 a.m. on Monday, starting on Saturday. Erica?
All right, Victoria, thank you. We have some brand new video, and it's causing outrage in Northeast Philadelphia. A 6-year-old girl's bike stolen in broad daylight, and her neighbor's security camera catches the whole thing. Take a look here. The Wissinoming woman bought a surveillance camera after her children's bikes were stolen, but that camera caught someone stealing from her neighbor. It happened in the 4200 block of Howell Street yesterday afternoon. As you can see in that video, a black car pulls up to the home. That man gets out, grabs the bike from the porch, throws it in the trunk, and then drives off. That video was posted on Facebook to ask for help finding that man who stole the bike. That post has already been shared more than 1,600 times. Now, this is just the latest attempt at vigilante justice on social media. We showed you this surveillance video last week of a man stealing bushes from a Bustleton home after the homeowner posted it on her Facebook page. Now, it worked because that suspect in that case turned himself in after it was viewed more than 645,000 times just on her page alone. So this seems to be effective. People have these surveillance cameras up and they're posting online.
That video goes a long way.
Almost
Somebody's seen
or,
something. Yeah, that goes a long way. Well, our time is now 5:37 in business news this morning. What McDonald's is adding to its breakfast menu. Also, how T-Mobile is targeting Arrival's customers. Money Watch's Wendy Gillette joins us now from the New York Stock Exchange. She has those stories and more. Good morning. Morning.
Good morning, Yuki and Erica. The April jobs report that will be released later this morning is expected to be more positive after disappointing numbers in March. Experts predict that U.S. employers added more than 215,000 positions last month. Here on Wall Street, the Dow gained 82 points yesterday. The Nasdaq added almost 26. T-Mobile is aggressively trying to lure away Verizon customers with a new promotion. The Never Settle campaign will allow Verizon users to transfer their Verizon phone number to a T-Mobile device for 2 weeks free of charge. Customers who want to stick with Verizon after the trial period can return the phone without any fees. Those who want to jump to T-Mobile can trade in their Verizon phone, keep the new T-Mobile phone, and T-Mobile will foot the bill for any termination fees. The promotion runs from May 13th to May 31st. And the world's largest food chain is going healthy. McDonald's announced it's adding kale to its breakfast bowls in 9 test markets. It's part of a new strategy to shake its junk food image. McDonald's hopes to bring back customers after years of declining sales. We'll have to see if that works, Yuki and Erica.
I bet you that's pretty good.
They're revamping everything right now, so we'll see. I mean, if it does well, those markets could be coming to Philly.
Yeah, very nice. I bet it's good. I can't wait to try it.
We shall see.
Thanks, Gwen.
Thank you. Well, are you thinking about renting out your home during the papal visit this September? That decision could end up costing you. Under a proposed measure, the city would require anyone who rents out space on Airbnb or a similar site to pay the current 8.5% hotel tax. Owners who rent out space for at least 31 days a year would also have to get a license. Right now, short-term rentals like that are not taxed. Now, the city will be in the international spotlight when the Pope comes to town, but a magazine says visitors will not get a very friendly welcome here. Travel and Leisure magazine just ranked the city of brotherly love as the third unfriendliest city in the country. Certainly a lot of folks around here disagree with that. Only Detroit and New York ranked worse.
Please, I'd like to get all those writers together and just, please, what did you base that on? Don't even try it.
Now, the magazine, in their defense, they did give the city high marks for its art scene and food. So we have that going for us.
I need all the other information on what they base that on. Please.
I just got to say, this is a city where if you're nice to somebody, if you're polite, they'll treat you well in return. But if you're a little rude, bit of a jerk, well, what do you expect?
Brotherly love and sisterly affection right here. Nowhere else.
What do they know?
Come
Silly
on,
magazine.
that's what I'm saying. Talk to me. Hey, an NBA basketball team is doing damage control this morning.
See the controversial video that sparked outrage with fans. Nicole?
And Erica, it is the largest collegiate rowing competition in the country, and it all happens here along the Schuylkill River. We're live with details of the event coming up next.
Right now, preparations are underway for the Dad Vale Regatta.
Collegiate rowers from all around the country are getting ready for this huge annual race. Let's check in now with Nicole Brewer, who's along the Kelly right now with a preview of this big race. Hey, Nick, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, it is going to be a beautiful day here along the Schuylkill River. As you mentioned, thousands of athletes preparing to race along the Schuylkill River. It is the largest collegiate rowing competition in the country, and Philadelphia, of course, is proud to play host. The races are set to kick off at 7 o'clock. For now, the water's still pretty calm. Not a whole lot of action out here, but we do know that the officials are on scene right now. We're also joined by the president of the Dad Vale Regatta Organizing Committee, Jim Hanna. Great to see you. We always sort of coordinate our outfits, which I really enjoy.
Well, thanks, Nicole. Thanks for being here. You see, our workers have been here since about 5 a.m. getting boats ready. We're fortunate we've got a fabulous weather forecast. So the Aberdeen Dad Vale Regatta, as you mentioned, is the largest in the Northern America now. We're bringing people from Ontario, Canada, San Diego, California, and of course we have our normal Florida cruise. So we couldn't ask for better conditions. The regatta is bigger than ever. and it's going to be a great day. You know, the great thing about the Aberdeen-Dadville Regatta is it is free, and it's a family-friendly event. It's kind of a rite of passage in Fairmont Park. We kind of open the city every spring, so people should come out and enjoy the terrific weather and the great competition.
Yeah, there is no cost for tickets. As you mentioned, anyone can come and watch. There really are no tickets, so people can feel free to come and organize along Kelly Drive, cheer along these amazing athletes. And we should mention that if you're planning to drive in, you will be redirected to off-site parking, and there's a shuttle bus, right? A free shuttle bus?
The shuttle bus is free. There is a charge for parking. The city charges for parking. They secure the cars, but there is a shuttle bus charge. Now, once people come, they're going to be able to see crews that are prestigious. They're going to be able to see Michigan. They'll be able to see any number of local crews. Drexel Dragons and Michigan are in a big contest. So this year, the competition will be very, very tight. And the nice thing about this particular regatta is people can sit on the seawall and be up close to the competitors. They can see the sweat pouring off the rowers and hear the coxswains shouting for them to raise the count. So if you want to have a little bit of a different experience for you and your kids, come out to the Aberdeen-Dadville Regatta.
All right, very well said, Jim Hanna. Good luck to you today. I know it's going to be a busy day here along the Schuylkill River. I do want to mention Erica Von Teal and I got a little lesson in rowing, and coming up in our 6 o'clock hour, we will see how we fared along the river. We'll send it back into you.
Are you so much harder than it looked. Arms are still a little sore.
Rowing on the river.
Nicole, thank you. Can't wait to see that.
Thanks, Nick.
Right now, I want to check in with Katie, see if we have a good day for rowing. Good morning.
And I would say, generally speaking, this is some really nice weather. We have been rained out in years past at the Dadville, so thankfully some nicer weather to go with it this time. The Eyewitness Weather Watcher is reporting some cooler air this morning, but it's generally pretty nice start to the morning. Although it's the further south and east you travel, we are finding some fog, which we'll discuss. But Lynn is finding a nice clear sky in Cherry Hill at 55 degrees. Happy Friday, she said. The birds are chirping it up this morning. Cute. I love that. All right, let's take you a little bit further east, where Mark is in Chatsworth, and as we go into some of these more remote suburbs, we're finding some of that fog settling in here. Very light wind, virtually none out there. Dew points starting to match the temperature. That's exactly what it is. Dew point measures the amount of moisture content in the atmosphere, and the closer it gets to the temperature, the more saturated your air mass, and that's exactly what we're finding out in our live neighborhood network. This is our view typically out over the Genesis Bay from Middle Township High School in the live neighborhood network. But yeah, you can't see it off in the distance. That fog is so thick right now, so there are dense fog advisories posted. Nice wide zoom on storm scan. We've got a lot going on. Off to the south, subtropical storm Anna has formed. Off to the west, another day and several more of severe weather potential. We still have high pressure though, so that's going to hook us up yet again with some pretty nice weather. Our problems are very minor by comparison to other parts of the country, but with Anna now starting to churn up and gather more moisture and organization, we end up with fog this morning, probably tomorrow and Sunday mornings as well. But overall, it's turning steamy too, and certainly very warm, and that's the theme even into early next week. Victoria?
Thank you so much, Katie. Good morning, everyone. Well, right now it does seem that we're picking up some of that fog. A foggy, sort of hazy shot of the Tacony-Palmyra Bridge as we wait its opening. It does seem to be, I would say maybe about a minute ago, I saw a few headlights going across, but it does seem to be that they have finally stopped traffic on the TAC. So they will be opening it soon. They scheduled it for 5:45, so looks like they're just about on time. So anticipate the closure of 73. We will continue to keep you updated on that. Susan G. Komen, Race for the Cure on Mother's Day this Sunday, and because of that, Kelly Drive will be closed. In and around that area is just going to be very, very busy. Eakins Oval to Fountain Green. So if you are traveling in and around that stretch, 6 a.m. to 11 a.m., you do want to keep in mind that maybe the Schuylkill is the best bet. And I would anticipate even delays in and around there as well. As far as SEPTA goes for Race for the Cure, we do have a few detours that will be happening. So you do want to be mindful if you're traveling any one of these bus routes that, again, they will be detoured on Sunday. Yuki?
Tori, thank you. We'd like to update our breaking news now from Nigeria, where extremists have just, we understand, attacked a school. Terrorists believed to be with Boko Haram set off a car bomb and started shooting in the school. 5 students, I'm told, were shot and 45 others were hurt trying to escape all the chaos. One of the attackers was killed when his car bomb blew up in a parking lot. Much more throughout the morning on this latest breaking news from Nigeria.
On your Health Watch this morning, another reason to get vaccinated against the measles. Researchers say that vaccine may help the body fight off other illnesses for years. It's long been known that the measles virus weakens the immune system for weeks or even months, increasing the risk for other infections. Now, scientists say the vulnerable period goes on much longer than originally thought, up to 3 years.
Well, this Sunday, we will celebrate 25 years of fighting for a cure for breast cancer.
It's the annual Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. And for this one couple, it's a day to celebrate life. Carol Erickson introduces you to the wife and husband who both battled breast cancer twice.
Here, you can help me with this.
And the help goes far beyond a grill cover. Chris and Franny Conyers are teammates, sharing everything from the mundane to the medical.
Breast cancer was the last thing in my mind.
But 64-year-old Franny got breast cancer twice. She just got over her last bout. And her 65-year-old husband, Chris, has also had breast cancer twice, including right now.
Chris and I are both BRCA positive.
BRCA, the breast cancer gene, a bad luck draw that plays out over generations. The Conyers' 2 daughters inherited the gene.
My 2 girls decided to go ahead with risk reduction surgery, which I thought was very courageous of them.
There is no shortage of courage in the Conyers household or of family photos. Chris, the manager, and Franny, the nurse, met by chance as teenagers in a group.
All I could think of is, do you have a match?
Boy, was there ever a match. Marriage, 3 kids, grandchildren. Cancer for them both. And a strategy.
We weren't allowed to have a pity party on the same day.
So they pick up on each other's mood, the grandkids' toys in the yard, trying to keep life normal when it often hasn't been since Franny's first breast cancer diagnosis in '97 and her deal with God about her then 8-year-old son.
I promised that if he let me live to see this child grow up, that's what would matter.
Living and thriving, all part of the plan, but getting breast cancer again and having her husband get rare male breast cancer twice.
Sometimes you use words you're not supposed to use on television.
With the mementos of cancer, wigs, still in the house.
This was the one that I was the most fond of.
I liked her as a blonde.
Chris's humor will be tested in the upcoming treatment.
I'm going into another battle.
With a battle cry to other men, get that vibration in the nipple or swollen arm checked out. You've got a lot of living to do. In Willow Grove, Carol Erickson, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
And we hope you'll join the women of Eyewitness News for live coverage of the 25th anniversary of the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure for Breast Cancer. 25 years of saving lives. We're live on the air starting at 6 a.m. on Mother's Day. That is this Sunday, May 10th. And I know, Yuki, you'll be out on Hug Patrol.
You got that right.
All right.
Looking forward to this day. Very special. We'll be right back. Good morning, everyone. Here's what's happening. A murder investigation is underway at an apartment complex in Darby Borough, Delaware County. They say a resident was shot to death about 1 o'clock this morning. One person was spotted running away from the scene.
Also breaking this morning, New Britain Township Bucks County Police are investigating a home invasion in Chalfont. They say that 2 armed men got away with cash, electronics, and other items from a home on South Limekiln Pike.
Chopper 3 over Chemung Township, Burlington County, where a forest fire broke out yesterday. About 700 acres are burned. Firefighters say the fire is about 50% contained.
Right now it's 5:53. I'm going to check in with Katie for our forecast. Good morning.
And it's a pretty quiet one overall, Erica. Starting things off here with high pressure in place, but we do have some very minor extra things to tell you about. Fog then is an issue south and east of Philadelphia this morning, and we are expecting that to be a concern for your visibility issues here for the next few mornings. In fact, meanwhile, Race for the Cure happens on Sunday, as we mentioned in the last break, and it looks like it's going to be a warm one this year. Victoria?
Thank you so much, Katie, and good morning, everyone. Tacony-Palmyra Bridge is up, so you will want to be mindful that 73 is closed. We'll let you know when it does get put back down. If you're traveling any of the majors, it's definitely not awful just yet. That is the good news. However, things will change. That's why you want to keep it here. We'll be right back on CBS 3. Stay with us.
The Cleveland Cavaliers are apologizing for a video that some say endorses domestic violence.
It was played during Wednesday's game against the Chicago Bulls.
Bulls fan? I didn't know you were a Bulls fan. I can't believe she's a Bulls fan.
When it's playoff basketball time, you have to be all in, so don't make the same mistake she made.
Now, it was meant to mimic an insurance company's ad that depicts a clumsy couple recreating the iconic dance scene from Dirty Dancing, then falling. The Cavaliers released a statement saying domestic violence is a very serious matter and has no place in a parody.
You can see they're trying to have a lighthearted approach, but that's not something you mess with.
This day and age especially, yeah, you don't do that, and it got a lot of reaction nationally as well.
Quickly issued that apology, so they saw the error, addressed it right away.
We're going to take a short break. You're watching Eyewitness News right here on CBS 3. Back in a bit.